How you doing, YouTube? This is G Reporter. Today is the 22nd, I believe, of March. Today I wanted to give my condolences and my prayers to the martyrs that passed away last week in New Zealand. There was two terror attacks that happened, and what you have to understand is that ISIS is also killing supposed moderate Muslims. ISIS kills more Muslims than Christians, is what you're not understanding. And I know Alex Jones, Steve Quayle, they're saying it's Islamic invasion, which is totally untrue. ISIS is in no way Muslim. If they were, why are they killing more Muslims than anyone else? They don't attack Israel, that's for sure. They want us to have this war that we're all fighting these same foes, these elite power structures. We're fighting these people, and they're calling us the terrorist, and it's not even people associated with Islam. Yes, they can be Arabs, and there are Arabs, just like there are white people who are not Christian. Same applies for Arabs. Not all Arabs are adherents to Islam. So just because you see an Arab face doesn't make the person committing a crime a Muslim, because Islam doesn't condone attacking mosques, churches, synagogues. That's not allowed. In fact, we're supposed to protect them. And that's what Muslims did when Islam was growing up. We were sheltered by Christians, and we were taken in by the Christians. I don't know how to explain this, but Islam in no way destroyed Christianity, because we, in fact, Muslims preserved Christianity. If you take a look at Syria, Lebanon, Iraq, all these places, they still have Christian churches. Turkey, they preserved the heritage because they knew that Jesus Christ was a messenger of even Islam. But they feed off of the ignorance of Christians. They feed off the ignorance of people in general, because they want chaos. They don't want unity. But there are true Muslims, Christians, and there are true Jews who believe that we are all related. All right? We all come from the same origin. And if you think that Islam is satanic, you're very mistaken, because Christianity, in a Christian that lives in the Middle East, they're Christian, but they actually call their God, the God of the Bible, they call him Allah. But that means that they're Muslim. No, it's a language. It's a language. It's a different language. So people think, oh, it's a different God. No, it's the same exact God. that. I wanted to, I'm very, very, very upset at a lot of people who comment, and I'm upset at people who are attacking my friends and my brothers. In particular, Zahir, he's being attacked right now, and I don't appreciate it. And I know I'm being attacked also, but the people who are attacking him know that we are real men. We're not fags. We're not people out to make it. We're here to fix the world and unite the collective consciousness of the world. Because if we stay separated in our beliefs and we're not unified, our reality will never be fixed or solved. It'll just get worse and worse. But there's a couple of things I wanted to get into. My hearts go out to the people that died in New Zealand, but they are martyrs. They're going straight to heaven. They're already there. They're laughing at everyone. And I know God is in control of all this stuff. And God is allowing Satan, i.e. the pedophiles, the people who run the world, he allows them to rule. And it's only for a little bit more, until we reach that cliff. And we've been at the edge of the cliff for years already. But I wanted to talk about something real quick that, flat earthers don't understand, and that, I've learned a lot of things in my searches, and there's always a similarity in all religions, and they speak about similar things. And I've been researching religions most of my life. I could talk about religion for days, because it's just so much, and we will never know the truth until God reveals it to us. But when I was younger, I was a Christian, and I always knew that there was 7 levels of heaven. I knew this because I've read it in the Bible several times. And and people get caught up on this on this one verse of someone going to the 3rd heaven. All right, just because someone was taken up to the 3rd heaven doesn't mean that that's the final level of heaven. He was taken up to the 3rd heaven, yes. All right, but there's levels above the 3rd heaven. You have to understand this. Don't you remember the show, for you millennials, 7th Heaven? It was a show about a pastor, and he had his kids, and it was a family show. Why did they call that show 7th Heaven? Because there's 7 levels of heaven, and even this Christian minister knew this. That's why the show was called 7th Heaven. But I want to get into that because several people, I've been commenting on YouTube channels saying that there's only 3 heavens. There's not 3 heavens. Scripture is set in stone. All right, the books that have been sent down to us from God, there's 3 books. It's the Torah, it's the Gospel, and then the last one is the Quran, which means the reading. The Quran is in English, the reading. Okay? And now if you look, they have a verse in the Quran. It's chapter 65. No. Okay, I'm going to read Quran Surah 65, and it's verse 12. All right? I'm going to read it for you. Now, you can just go read it for yourself, but I suggest people read the Quran, because if you read the Quran, you will understand that it is almost a mirror image of the Bible. The same stories that they talk about in the Bible is mentioned in the Quran, and they go into detail. This is why they want the Western world to stay Christian, and they want Muslims to stay Muslim. They don't want you to cross-reference religions. They want you to stay away from other religions so that you will be closed-minded. All right? You have to look outside your box, whatever you believe in. All right? I believe all three, so whatever you want to choose, I'm with you, because Abraham is the father of all three. So this is why I get upset. Look at Wikipedia. It's not a reliable source, but it talks about the 7 levels of heaven. And the first couple of layers of heaven, which is where the stars are. And I'm going to read a little from the Quran. And it says in the Quran, I'm going to say it, in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. It is Allah who has created 7 heavens, and of the earth, the like thereof, 7. So what he's saying there is that there's 7 heavens and there's 7 earths. Okay? This is what he's saying there. His command descends between them, heaven and earth. All right? His commands descend between them, heaven and earth, that you may know that Allah has power over all things, and that Allah surrounds all things in His knowledge. So, in literal sense, it's saying that He besets everything. All right, so we are basically within God. This verse is very, very telling of where we are. Now it speaks of 7 heavens, and it says, and of the earth, the likeness thereof. So that's saying that there's 7 heavens and 7 earths. Okay, now you go figure that out. I'm very upset with these supposed people who know religion, and they're saying blasphemous things all day long. There is no one worthy of worship but the Father. The Father who besets the whole cosmos. There's 7 levels of heaven. I don't know how else to tell you. Now, you know, I read, and that's Surah 65:12. You can go look at it for yourself. I read this book back and forwards, forwards back. I love this book. It made me more of a believer in 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 the unity of religions, because I know all religions corroborate each other. They do not contradict each other. I study religion. I really study religion. And these supposed people who are on YouTube who are spreading divide and who are demonizing Islam, they're a part of the problem. They're a part of the agenda of the elite. Like Alex Jones, he had his coverage of the New Zealand massacre, but yet his heart was going out, but yet he was still attacking them, saying that it's Muslims who are attacking Christians. Muslims are not allowed to kill Christians, Jews, whoever. And those people who are doing it doesn't make them Muslim because they're Arab. Okay? You need to understand that they're using different cultures and different religions to create violence and destruction just so they can reap the rewards of war. I'm very, very, very upset with a lot of people who are spreading disinfo, just like Alex Jones. You know who you are. You know who you are. You're selling whatever you're selling, But right now I'm just looking for one surah that was really telling about other life out in heaven, because there is life out there in the cosmos. And so you got to excuse me. I'm really looking for it. I have this Quran, like, it's marked, so I'm kind of going through it really quick. I apologize. I can't really find it, but it not only in Islam does it have it, but in Judaism, well, they say according to the Talmud, but I wouldn't want to read the Talmud. I mean, if you read the Talmud, it's very telling. But you could just search for yourself. If you don't believe me, look for yourself. There's plenty of evidence out there. There's plenty of sources that you can look. They even have a video of Michio Kaku talking about 7 heavens. Let's see what's this.
Well, we have a satellite in outer space, the WMAP, that has forced us to rewrite all the textbooks on cosmology. We physicists thought we knew it all, that the universe is made out of atoms. The old picture was that the universe is some kind of soap bubble. This is a picture given to us by Albert Einstein. And the soap bubble, well, it's expanding slowly, but it's slowing down. And we're like flies trapped on fly paper. We can't leave our soap bubble. That's the old picture. The WMAP satellite has forced us to throw out all this and introduce a whole new set of facts.
Sorry.
First of all, the soap bubble is not slowing down. It is speeding up. It is out of control. It's expanding so rapidly that it could force a premature death of the universe.
Now, look, the Quran does not talk about an expanding universe. Now, I've seen verses in the Quran that say things almost to that effect, but the way the cosmology of the Quran is that of an enclosed world with boundaries and faces and corners, and it sounds just like biblical interpretations of where we live. Now, look, Michio Kaku, he just thinks this stuff up. So I don't know how this video came about, but I'm not going to go any further because now he's talking about something that I don't agree with. All right, so let me just get out of here. Let me look. There's a YouTube channel. It's called Merciful. You can check out that video. You know, there's several videos. Even the Babylonians and the Sumerians believe in the 7 levels of heaven. All right, but let me get out of here because I don't want to mislead anyone else. I'm just trying to read from the Quran. I suggest everyone pick themselves up a Quran, and just because you read it, it doesn't mean that you're gonna get the mark of the beast. You're not gonna become a demon if you read the Quran. Actually, if you read the Quran, it might open your heart to believing in Jesus Christ even more. That's what the Quran did to me. It made me believe in Christ more. So go put that in your pipe and smoke that and see tell me how it tastes in your mouth when you digest real knowledge, and stop being so racist. And I know it's not white people who's doing this. It's not about color. It's about belief. Are you good or are you evil? This is the underlying thing. Do you choose to be like God or do you choose to be like the devil? It's up to you. You make up your own reality. I want to give a shout out before I let y'all go. I want to give a shout out to Vinny and his wife, Brianna. I apologize, but I was trying to remember your YouTube channel name. I'm going to try to leave a link underneath this video. I want to give a shout out to them, and I want to thank them a lot for being real people who understand the manipulation of mainstream, the elites. They know what's going on, and I suggest everyone go to their channel. And his wife, she makes organic probiotic food. She knows a lot of stuff about that. I suggest y'all go to her channel. She's a woman. You should subscribe to her channel. Her channel, I believe it's uh you know it. I know it's glowing something, but I forgot her channel name. I apologize for that, but I will leave a link to her channel. I know I got a lot of female subscribers, so I just want to point y'all to her, and she could, because she's a woman, she can talk to you about living healthy and being and feeling healthy, and having God in your life is very important. Now, whether you believe in a Christian God or a Muslim God, it's the same thing to me. You have to understand that. No, I'm not trying to divide people. I'm not trying to make people Muslim. I'm not trying to make people Christian. I'm just trying to have people open their minds and just look into different things. Don't be so closed-minded. I also want to give a shout out to my fiance, and I'm not going to give you her name, but we should maybe probably in a month or two we'll probably do a live stream, because I want y'all to meet her, and so she could talk to you about what's going on, because she's a woman, and you can like women, when women talk together, it's better, because like men and women, they have different ways of thinking. So, you know, and she's Caucasian, and she's my same belief. So it's very important for husband and wife to have the same beliefs, because it just makes the marriage stronger. But, you know, I want to thank y'all a lot for tuning in. There's 7 levels of heaven. The moon is now NASA saying that's in Earth's atmosphere, which is, I've knew this since I was younger, since I was like a little baby, because you can see it. It's in the sky. It's not out in outer space, because, you know, we don't know what the moon is. There's a lot of things they don't tell us. This is why we don't know, because they don't tell us. They know. NASA knows exactly what's up there, because they've been controlling space for years already. You know, there's other creatures who run this world, and they've been controlling us. You know, it's a wonderful world, because God used other forms of life to make man. So, you know, it's really, really complicated. I don't want to get into it, but our history is not what we have been told. You know, the years are off, and just, it's made up things. We're not from monkeys. We're special. And I just want y'all to know that. We are in the image of God. So start acting like it.